for Spiritual Living as your spiritual home today. We practice and teach principles of science of mind. It's a philosophy of faith and a way of life. I am Reverend Tony Bradford, staff minister at large, remote. I'm wearing my new headset from work. So I am honored to present all the wonderful things that Reverend Robert had for us today. Uh, we're going to we're going to continue on our theme of sticking the landing. Um, what I can help some of you who think that's such a weird topic, think about it in gymnastics terms. When that girl, Dominique Dawes, way back when, Simone Biles, all those athletes, when they perform to their highest level, and they stick that landing, whether it's gymnastics, football, you name it. That's what we're talking about. So right now we're talking about spiritual sticking. So today's topic is hearts ablaze, setting our soul on fire. All right. And that is bringing the passion, bringing the love, bringing that commitment, as we talked about last week about that foundation. It's now bringing that foundation up to a level of knowing it, feeling it, and living it. So we're going to start out with Ernest Holmes from the Science of Mind textbook on page 477.2. It reads, "The spirit fires the soul with energy and understanding. The soul, which is the subjective mentality, vitalizes the body and animates all we do." Isn't that great? From Howard Thurman, from the Moments of High Resolve. Herman calls it the dust and the grit of our journey. And I feel that. That's all that you've lived. And you live the good things. And that's what we're talking about today, that you love. Howard Thurman adds, we can be worn down or we get lost in despair, disillusionment, even disbelief. However, if we can catch the divine spark, that fire, if we can let the holy invade the fog and separate it, the light within rekindles and blazes up with new vigor and inspiration. And what comes to mind is that thing, this too shall pass. There's always a silver lining in the cloud. That's sort of where this comes from. You believe, you know it's going to happen. So let's talk about the science of mind point of view of our topic today. So it's one thing to intellectually know something. And I think just like everyone, I'm one of those ones. I love reading. Tell me how it works. That's the first thing I thought about when I went to Science of Mind. I want some of that. Tell me how it works. Show me the way. And I thought, oh my God, you mean I have control over my life? What I think, manifest? So we read, we say these treatments, right? It's in steps, and we practice all those things over and over again to build our foundation. All right. So, but until it's felt, until there is emotion, passion, and the conviction is added, the words and ideas are empty. Okay. It's empty of animated power. That which is felt cannot be taught, while that which is taught can be felt. And that comes from living the science of mind. Feelings can't be taught. It can only be felt. So you learn those lessons, and it's even your job, being proficient, being excellent at whatever you do in life. And I'll get to some sports anecdotes and some of my personal stories with things that I love. But as we free ourselves of the ties that bind us emotionally, we allow our true self to fully, vibrantly express. Okay? We bring more of that fire of the divine into our lives. And the core emotion guess what? Is love, which is the nature of spirit. Spirit love. Love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very fire itself. Love is self-givingness through creation, the imparting of the divine through the human. Okay? As we let this divine life and love express through us, we embody and manifest the divine nature that is in our lives. We literally love what we truly desire into existence. And one example, I'll go here, and this is with the topic title. There's a whole new wave of therapists, spiritual uh, clinicians that work with athletes. This last Olympics, it was in Paris. Simone Biles talked about every day she called her therapist. They did visioning. They talked about her and her journey and her love for the sport and visualized, I'm going to stick that landing. So a lot of sports teams are using folks like us to kind of help them do those visualizations, focus all the stuff that they have control over, which is in their body, in their mind. Love is leading that, but you're loving and you're excited about what you're doing. So that's kind of what we're talking about. It's a big example. So Reverend Robert left me a story to talk about, and I really want to share it with you. Uh, and please bear with me. In a forest, a pregnant deer is about to give birth. She's looking around. She finds a remote grassy field near a strong flowing river. This seems a safe place. Suddenly, labor pains begin. And at the same moment, clouds are dark over her. Lightning starts a forest fire. Next, she looks to her left and she sees a bow extended pointing at her from a hunter. To her right side, she spots a hungry lion approaching her. Oh my God, what can she do? A pregnant deer. She is in labor. She doesn't know what's going to happen. What should she do? Well, will the deer survive? Will she give birth to a fawn? Will a fawn survive? Or will everything be burnt from the forest fire? Will she perish to the hunter's bow? Will she die a horrible death at the hands of the hungry lion approaching her? She is constrained by fire on one side, flowing river on the other side, and either fire or natural disasters or a hunter. What does she do? Guess what? She focuses on giving birth to the new love of her life, a new life. And the sequence of that birthing event follows. Lightning strikes and blinds the hunter. He releases the arrow, which zips past the deer, and it strikes the hungry lion. It starts to rain heavily, and the rain slowly douses out the fire. The deer gives birth to a healthy fawn. Not a great story. So, in our lives too, when there are moments of choice, when we are confronted on all sides with negative thoughts and possibilities, sometimes our thoughts are so powerful, they overcome us and overwhelm us, confine us. When we can learn from this deer story, in that given moment, the deer's priority was simply to give birth to her baby. Okay, I offer the give birth to her baby. So I offer another example where it says, "Love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very fire itself." Love is givingness through creation, right? So there's that birth part. The imparting of the divine through the human. So that divine within us spreads that love. We are standing there in that position of stuck. We are here and we are love. So for some of us, and this is from the Science of Mind 478.3, for those of you taking down notes, Science of Mind textbook, page 478.3. So for some of us, change is hard. Okay. When we play small and safe and we withhold that fire of divine love, it is only by living out loud and it creates that truly grand rising. So again, screaming from the top of your lungs, spewing things that are not your passion and your truth. I'm talking about the things in your life, the things that you want, the things that you are, the things that you're manifesting. So last week, Reverend Robert talked about standing on solid principles, and I love that. We also stand on a heart ablaze with the love and the joy of the universe. It is available to all of us, that love and that joy of the universe. It's a spiritual manifestation available to us. One without the other, though, causes either a passionless life or a life of chaos. And sorry to inform you, sometimes just, in despair and woe is me, and sometimes hate. It's chaotic. I choose to live my life of love. So one without the other, again, creates either a passionless life or a life of chaos. Solid principle supports our expression in an organized and directed manner. When added to the fire of passion, we live an animated life. So we talk about, again, that foundation, and that's why we take the classes. That's why we are gathered here together, whether it's in person or online, with like minds. So we reinforce what we know, what we feel, why we're drawn to this philosophy. Okay, in another story, right? In the story, we learned that the deer focused on giving birth to the fawn. In our lives, we can focus on the fire of divine love. So put your mind to it wherever you think, wherever you're trying to go, trying to get, trying to be. It is the divine fire of love that set you there. So, my story that I'm going to add to this is my love of music and my love of marching band, drum corps. I use this analogy a lot. And what I want to add to this talk too is we sometimes we need to, we can intellectually learn and read everything here. My spiritual teacher, one of them, Reverend E, used to say, "Go live it, go feel it." So if you have you have a hard time, like, how do I feel something I don't know about? Experience it. And you can also stick that landing and a lot of other things when you pull from that experience. So quickly, I'm a two-time world champion in drum and bugle corps. The first year that we won the championship, we had a vision. There was a direction from our creative team, and everyone who had a job and an expertise, it was working like a well-oiled machine. I swear to God, that feeling and that love and that joy and that perfection was amazing on the day that we won the world championship. It felt like we were floating on the field. Everything was working and everybody did their part and was committed to what they had to do and loved what we were doing. We loved the vision. The man was crazy, making us do all those crazy things at first because we didn't know where he was coming from, but we all bought into it. We all believed it. We all loved it. And we used what we know was our strength. And I use that example every time I have a job interview when they ask me, have you ever been on a number one team or have you worked on a team and been part of a successful team? I knew my place. I did everything that I needed to do in my control, but I also believed the vision and I believed it with my whole heart. So that's a wonderful way to think about whatever you're talking about, whether it's a relationship, where it's a new job, and one of the things we used to teach in foundation at East Bay too is, and I heard this the other day, make it till you fake it or fake it till you make it. Um, if you want a new house, go look at some big houses. Go to some open houses and see and feel how those big rooms look. So you know again, that love that you do. I watch HGTV all the time. So all those houses that you see, then you get to feel what it is like, I look good in these places. I feel good in these. Same in a relationship. How is the love that I seek? I need to start with me. So we all want somebody, well, some of us want somebody, or you want to be in a relationship. But you also need to be the love that you seek. You can't just like wish for it. You put a vision board. I just said something to Denise about I can't wait to work with her on her creative collages. That's a wonderful tool that we'll probably use at the end of this year, going into next year. Visualize what you want. Love that vision board. Know that's what is coming in your manifesting your love, and feel it and know it. So, last, the Book of Illusions by Richard Bach describes a group of creatives who live clinging tightly and desperately to rocks in the stream and finally decides to let go. At first, they are battered and bumped along the rocks, but soon they learn how to flow with the stream. As we learn to flow with the river of life, we can discover the freedom and joy. We begin by being willing to open our hearts again and let go of the clinging of our hurts and wounds. We stop defining ourselves by our woundedness and begin to define ourselves by our aliveness and passion. Then instead of life happening to us, this is key, life is happening within us. Okay? Do I need to say that again? Listen to me. Instead of life happening to us, life is happening within and us as life. Back to the story. I believe the deer's focus of giving birth to the fawn illustrates the manifestation of love. When we recognize we are manifestations of love, immersed in a field of infinite love, we feel safe. We let go of seeking safety, instead come out and play. Okay, yes, I'm not having a fawn, but that whole blocking out everything around her and focus on the love of what that job was for her was to have that fawn. In a conclusion, take the time to release the old fears, the hurts, the beliefs, and the superstitions, and connect ever more deeply with the spirit within and all around you. Our hearts will be ablaze with life and love. Look, see, smell, love. Feel that love. Let your heart sizzle with zeal and be ablaze with the love and the life that Spirit is expressing. Feeling, organized, and directed is an intellectual creation. That's living the science of mind. So, your call to action, your personal practical application for today is spend time contemplating your heart. Imagine it opening and expanding. Become more inclusive. Practice listening to and trusting your heart in your life. Imagine your heart has ears and listen from your heart to life all around you. Doing this in nature is especially healing. Walk among the trees and identify blockages of fear, hurt, and grief. Work with a practitioner to free yourself of all of this. This is, again, when we talk about don't leave this place without something heavy on your heart. Anything that we can help you unblock and bring that joy in your life. Just a quick thing. My prayer partner and I are going to celebrate 20 years together in 2025. And I am just excited because part of that weekly prayer that we do, or daily if we need to, is that we remind each other who and whose we are. And we've been through this, we got this, and we love this. So that is my tidbit, is to make sure you work with a practitioner. So your affirmation today is I let the fire of infinite love blaze in my heart. I'm exhausted. So let us pray. So right here and right now, in my space, in your space, in Facebook, Zoom, all of you sitting in the sanctuary, all those that didn't show up at the service today for whatever reason. There's only one of us. So love and prayers has no boundaries, have no distance, have no time. We are standing in the truth and we are one with that truth and that love right here and right now. So as I, Reverend Tony Bradford, stand and work that love and that light, and it embodies me and it comes from my heart, and it truly is one with each and every one of you at the sound of my voice. I am thankful, thankful, thankful for my word today. So I am anchoring this treatment today and this love and sending it out to those of our congregation, friends, and family that are truly uh, uh, seeing the illusion of bad health or sickness or despair or sadness. Just know that, as the quote said, life is full of ups, life is full of downs. Live it. It is always changing. It is always part of who and whose you are. So I give thanks for just sending out that love from my space to all those who are definitely need that truth of there is nothing to heal, only truth and love to reveal. So I give thanks for knowing the truth for Reverend Robert. He is whole, perfect, complete, just where he is. He is doing what he needs to do. And Spirit said, sit down and take care of yourself. And I give thanks for that uh, uh, example of someone who just said yes. And we said yes to standing in truth and standing beside all of us, all the whole team, to make sure that the spirit of this service went smoothly and lovingly. So I give thanks to all those too that are sharing and with us for a little piece of love and healing with the transition of a family member, with the transition of something in your life that is moved on. And you know that the love that you have can truly be spread and joyful to something new. The good thing I love about Science of Mind is that we have free will. We can change a situation in 5 minutes. You just turn around and says, nope, that ain't my truth. I choose something else. So all that today is wonderful as I just am grateful for this time, this spirit, and this joy of bringing my word along with the words of Reverend Robert. So I give thanks as I release this word into the activity, love and law, letting go, letting God, sealing it by saying, and so it is.
You made it.
Ah,
God,
wait, superstar. I couldn't wait to do that.
excellent. We appreciate that inspired message with your own personal touch. We'll go forth this week with our hearts ablaze in a new way and perhaps look at where passion draws you or where you want to go to feel that passion and that love. For it is a season of light and love. And one of the things that is absolutely amazing is, for me, the holidays are like the season of giving. Not that I don't give all year, but especially at this time of year with Thanksgiving and now with the holidays, with Christmas around the corner. Sharing our abundance and giving to where we are spiritually nourished is important. So I would invite you to say our abundance affirmation together. I recognize the presence of God within as the source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And of course, on your screen are the many ways that you can donate and support this community through mailing in checks, texting to give, donating on our website, montereycsl.org, just pop in the donate button and get a tax deduction for the end of the year as we pass the basket in the sanctuary. One of the things that I know about giving is you can't outgive spirit. So just know how the energy flows and moves you to give to life and to yourself in different ways. So part of our global community, we will be doing a candle lighting service in a couple weeks, but it will happen during the Sunday service. Just a heads up if you've got plans. I would invite those in our Facebook and YouTube community to check our newsletter. And if you haven't subscribed, go to montereycsl.org and subscribe. And you'll find all the activities for the week listed in our newsletter with a much more detailed description of what's happening. So continuing with sticking the landing, the topic for next week is flowing ground. What an intriguing combination of words. I don't always feel like ground flows, but let's check it out next Sunday. Tune in. And we say farewell to our virtual community. Join us next week. I'm sure Reverend Robert will be doing better, and hopefully we'll be here. And in the meantime, remember to give yourself away to something you love.